Palantir posted a monster quarter with 93% revenue growth and a Rule of 40 score of 155, yet shares sit nearly flat year to date. We see that the 93 revenue growth year over year was an extraordinarily high growth rate for a company of Palantir size, over 2.5 billion in annual revenue. Second, the Rule of 40 score of 155 is a software industry metric that adds revenue growth rate to a profit margin and is exceptionally high, with having a score above 40 considered healthy. So, but we have a central paradox here that amidst all this, how is Palantir going to hit a profit and a share price higher, especially to 300? Now, Wall Street targets 192 for Palantir, but 215% quarterly earnings growth pushes internal models to 219 base, which we are seeing comparison of two valuation perspectives, with Wall Street target at 192 per share based on average of all analyst estimates. However, with other models, they are arriving at 219. For investors, this valuation debate has been on for a period, and this signals that analyst estimates may be lagging behind actual performance. When earnings are growing at 215% annually, even a small delay in analyst upgrades can create a gap between current price targets and intrinsic value. However, we are looking at Palantir reaching $300 by 2027, which actually requires a 68% gain and hinges of triple-digit US commercial growth holding through an AI valuation reset. From the current price of around 179.01, a move to $300 represents a 68% gain over approximately 1.5 years, which identifies a key condition for achieving this target, that is triple-digit US commercial growth, which must hold through any potential AI valuation reset, meaning a broad sell-off in AI stocks that could compress valuations across the sector. What does this mean for investors? We see that the central investment thesis is this: the path to $300 is not about Palantir doing well, it is about Palantir doing exceptionally well in its most important growth segment, and that is US commercial, while the broader AI sector does not experience a valuation contraction. This is a two-part bet. One, Palantir's commercial business must continue its explosive growth, and two, the AI sector must avoid a major valuation reset. For investors, this means, one, that the 300 target is highly conditional. If either condition fails, the target is unlikely to be met. Two, the 68% gain over 1.5 years implies a CAGR of roughly 40%, very high but not impossible for a company growing at 93% revenue. Three, we see that the mention of an AI valuation reset is a critical risk disclosure, which is a warning that the biggest risk is not Palantir's performance, but the sector's valuation. However, we see that the analyst who called NVIDIA in 2010 just named his top 10 AI stocks, of which we also see that Palantir didn't make the cut. However, Palantir, like any other AI stocks, is subject to competition. And looking at the performance paradox, why so strong yet so stark? Because Palantir just posted the most explosive quarter of its life. However, explosive being a strong word, but we're seeing that it is shocking in its magnitude. So, Palantir, we see that with the 149% growth in US commercial revenue, which is the most important number in the entire argument, tells you that Palantir's commercial business is still exploding, and commercial clients are where the long-term growth potential lies. Government contracts are suitable but slow growing. Commercial clients offer massive scale. So for investors, this means Palantir is successfully executing its commercial pivot, which is a key part of the bull thesis. And 2, if US commercial can sustain even half of this growth rate, say 75%, the company's revenue trajectory remains extremely strong, and the Rule of 40 score is 155, which confirms that this growth is profitable. So Palantir is not sacrificing margins for revenue. This combination, the high growth plus high profitability, the holy grail of software investing. And also, we see that for Palantir to hit $300, which sounds high, but looking at the numbers, they justify taking this seriously, which means that for investors, the belief that 300 target is plausible and not impossible is a serious matter. And though not guaranteed, but it's not out of possibility. But why are now the Palantir shares stuck? So, the modern word oddly quarter, which was said by Alex Karp, reinforces that idea that Palantir's Q2 results were actually extraordinary and almost beyond belief. However, you see there is a disconnect between the acknowledgement of reality that the stock is not moving despite great results. And Palantir is down 2.9% over the past year and essentially flat year to date, even though the July dip took it to 133.76 on July 15th before recovering 33.37% in the month. This literally means that over the past 12 months, Palantir is down 2.9%. And however, it was followed by 33.87 recovery in just 1 month, meaning the stock fell hard and then bounced back almost as hard. For investors, the price action tells you that Palantir is a highly volatile stock, with a 33.87% move in 1 month is enormous. For investors, this means 1, volatility is the price of admission. If you own Palantir, you must be prepared for sharp swings. 2, the dip to 133.76 and recovery suggests that there is strong buying interest at lower levels. So investors see value when the stock drops, but also it suggests the stock is sentiment driven. It moves on macro factors, that is AI sentiment, as much as on fundamentals. However, the valuation problem still weighs much, and we see that high valuation pull stock prices down or prevent them from rising. So for investors, this is the single most important point to understand that Palantir's current predicament, the valuation gravity, means the stock is expensive by any traditional measure, and 2, to go higher, the company must not just do well, it must do better than the market already expects. So, and 3, any sign of weakness could trigger sharp decline because the valuation leaves no room for error. And so for investors, this means valuation matters. Even the best company can be a bad investment if you pay too much. And Palantir is now a show-me stock. It must continually prove it is worth, and the risk of valuation reset is real and significant. So for more stock news like this, please like, share, and subscribe. And please remember to put God first in whatever you do. See you in the next video.